What up, what up, what up, world? It's your boy J Star back again. We got the week 15 Sunday slate, man, here. Like I said, it is moving, man. We're moving through. We got what, like 3 more weeks or something like that? Golly. So, gotta win some big money, coming up in these next 4 weeks for sure, then, I guess. So, like, let's get it on. Like, we're gonna get started here. We got the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers here. So, breaking this one down, we got 21 personnel, I think, versus 11 personnel. So, we're looking at, definitely Atlanta always going to want to establish the run. That is the only way they're going to be able to set up their big plays down the field here. So, and they're going against, I believe it's a one high safety defense. So the way they play is kind of perfect for this, because if they are able to establish the run here, which we definitely think they will be able to, the only thing is they can end up leaving the passing behind if the run is working too well here, which a lot of people feels like they do against Carolina, because they give up so much, rushing touchdowns, yards, and everything in that run game. But if they are early, of course, in the game, not able to completely, just get the run all the way going and scoring and getting a big lead, they will be passing the ball. And I'm looking at Drake London, of course, being a play there, or even like a Kyle Pitts. Seems like these are the two plays that, I want to say receiving weapons that they're really looking for after the run is established there. You're looking at play action plays. They're looking definitely for Drake London down the field, or coming across the middle. They're looking at Kyle Pitts. So these would be the plays I would see here trying to, and then I think they just lost that game too, right? Just last week. Yeah, they lost that game. So they did lose first place. So they're definitely going to be trying to regain that back. On the other side here with Bryce Young, we try to attack Atlanta in that middle of the field area. So of course Thielen is going to be in play, but even more would be like their tight ends. The only thing is all these tight ends being questionable does really suck. I don't know why. I do know why. What happened with Hurst again? It was a concussion, and I thought it was something else had came up for him. I thought, yeah, okay, post traumatic amnesia. Yeah, I thought it was something else. I was about to say, like, because he's been out for so long. So don't really know what we're going to do with the tight ends. I think Sullivan had 4 targets, just got a 0 points. So it could be a cheap tight end option there at 2,500. Just a solo option you want to run. Chicago and Cleveland here. I think this is going to be a hard game for Fields. Like, came off of a game last week, against Detroit, which we all knew Detroit allows so many passing touchdowns. Just allows the quarterbacks period to have really, really good games fantasy wise. So now going against a tougher defense here, I think it's going to be a lot more running for Fields. So if he gets there, it's because of his rushing ability. I feel like the pressure coming for him, with the Cleveland's line and things like that. Definitely, I feel like if anybody is going to get going, I think Komet will be his option out with the pressure that's coming, to him in his face like that. He'll probably be wanting to get the ball out real quick. They do those little side option plays to DJ Moore, which could, actually work since he's just a yards after the catch play. But let's see what's going on with him. Early in the third quarter. Okay, so he might be a little banged up. So like I said, it could lead to a lot more Komet. And then even also maybe some Mooney actually gets to the ball, a little bit more since he is in the slot. Better matchup for him, than a DJ Moore, any wideout receiver here, because you're going against Greg Newsome and DJ Moore. So definitely would think, like I said, the rushing or dumping it off into that middle of the field area. Then we're looking at for Flacco. Got the pass catching back scenario, but right now it looks like both of them are hurt. So we'll have to see how that ends up, unfolding when it comes to Friday injury report. We got Amari Cooper. He is going to be in a tough matchup here. We know he's at home. He's coming off of mad targets though. Like, I can't believe he didn't hit off of this. Like, 14 targets. Wow. Like, but if he gets something like that again, then we got to definitely say he's going to be in play. And then definitely we got Njoku, He's just coming off a huge game. 8 targets. And just basically like a legit number 2 to number 1 receiver here, as of late. So definitely he's going to be in play there. And that looks like probably about it, I would say, from that game. And moving forward here, we got the Green Bay and Tampa Bay game here. Love is going to be in for a pretty big game here, as long as we get some of these players to play still, because I know he has a lot of people banged up. Reed is in a really good spot. It sucks that Wicks, I think, is going to be out here, because he said he really messed up his ankle. So I don't think he's going to end up playing in this game. I definitely don't think they're going to let Watson get out there. They're so very cautious on the Green Bay Packers training staff and things like that. Definitely looks like to me, they'll usually hold out for like 3 weeks. That third week, maybe more than likely, Watson will be back. I don't see them just bringing him back in this game. So I'm looking at also then I'm so happy that they did not put the price up on Kraft because that's who I'm looking at. Looking at a Reed and Kraft here. They both are in the middle of the field, which is where you want to attack Tampa Bay. Also, we would attack the left side with Dobbs if the cornerback, who is that that's been out? Jamel Dean has been out lately. So there is a shot for Dobbs to actually be in play. But if Reed is able to go, I am definitely looking at Reed and Kraft more than I'm looking at Dobbs. Dobbs is the touchdown, dependent, I feel like, receiver for his points to be really good. And they will be looking for him when they get to the end zone and stuff like that. But also Tampa Bay is actually good in the red zone, so you kind of need to score from far. I see Kraft getting a touchdown, possibly 2 in this game. His price is just too cheap, is how I look at it. Like, he already just hit, on the Monday night. I think, back-to-back for him weeks for him hitting here. And then for Mayfield, Green Bay has been pretty tough when it comes to the passing area. I would think a White, though, possibly Auden. Possibly Auden could be in play. I know he just had a decent game, I thought, right? Yeah, 9 points for him. He had the touchdown. Okay, so decent game from him there. Evans, man, he's priced very high here. It's been more of that slot area, which is not where Evans is at. If he possibly does hit, I don't know if Jair is coming back for this game. I feel like it's a better chance for Evans to hit if Jair is back just because of the fact Jair usually allows like big receivers like this to catch big catches on him. Like, he's a short cornerback, so bigger receivers he have a tougher time against. But the cornerbacks that we've been having out there in Valentine and Valentine, so both of the Valentines, the Tines, cornerbacks here, so they actually been doing pretty well. So I don't know how good Evans will do against them. I feel like these will be the, like I said, lately, the tight end areas where, Green Bay has been suffering a little bit at. And then also definitely, of course, everybody knows the running back area. So I would look at this, area as a run back, or if you want to stack with Mayfield, you want to still take shots with Evans, you definitely can. Like I said, I'm more looking to see if Jair is going to be back or not, though, before I take more shots on him. And then we got the Jets in Miami here. In Miami, coming off of that horrible loss the same way the Packers lost, basically. So Tua with the Jets, last time they was able to just run. I think they are going to try to stick to the run game here. It's very tough to pass on the Jets here. And then with Hill having an ankle injury, I wonder what's going to happen with that. I mean, because Hill actually has the better matchup since he lines up in the slot in this game. So, I would be more looking towards Hill if he's able to go. And I'm definitely will be looking at one of these running backs. Mostert is pushing towards having 20 touchdowns. Last time he was able to do well against the Jets. That's where I will be looking here. With the Zach Wilson side of things, I don't really know what I would really expect from him. Of course, I just feel like they play like a little bit of 21, just like Miami plays a full 21 all the time. That means they're always trying to establish that run for those big plays, deep down the field with their 2 wide receivers. So we do always know Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall seems like going to be the best plays at all times. I think you can also even toss in like a Conklin in here. But like I said, they're looking to always establish this and then hit on a big play receiver, which is always Garrett Wilson for them. And then they're going to get those dumps. I feel like in those 2-minute drills, that's where Conklin comes alive at all the time. So if you think they're going to be down big and, trying to push back, and score or compete late in the game, definitely Conklin then is going to be in play then for that. When we look at the Giants and the New Orleans Saints here, we got Carr, of course, going against the Giants. We got, let me see, Kamara is going to be in play, even though he just failed. I'm sure a lot of people with that, what was that, Panthers last week? Really great matchup with the Panthers, and, was able to do good against Detroit when he wasn't a great matchup. It's really funny how that be turning out all the time. Olave will be in play here in that slot area. If he's able to go, he's the one that moves around from the slot to out wide. So he's in a really good spot there. Also, I would say some of the tight ends would be in play. Let me see what Juwan Johnson knows, but his target's just been so low. I would rather it be Taysom Hill, really. If he was able to play this week, I would rather take a shot more at him. But moving on to the other side here, we got DeVito here with Saquon Barkley is definitely going to be in play. Saints have been a little bit more vulnerable to running backs And then I would say for wide receiver, it's a one high safety team here. I'm trying to think, like Hyatt should have an opportunity here to do something at 3,200. And then I thought it was probably one more thing. Oh, my bad. Hyatt has a chance, but the best play here, why am I tripping, y'all? The best play here is going to be Wandale Robinson. We've been attacking the Saints all year in that slot area, so it's definitely going to be him. And Saquon, I would feel like would be your best plays there. Hyatt could, hit on maybe one deep shot, if he lines out and just beats his man deep for sure because he has that speed, So for 3,200, I don't mind even taking a shot at him. And then moving on, got Houston Texans and the Titans. So this is a divisional game here. Don't know what's going to happen with Stroud. Spotted at practice, so we have to see how that ends up. If Stroud is able to go, we got Stroud. We got Tennessee Titans, very hard team to run on. They've been a little bit more vulnerable to it, but sucks with the receiving options here. Woods is going to be in play, though, if everybody is just out. Like Collins ends up being out. I think Noah Brown will be able to go. And I'm okay with taking shots at him, too, especially with Stroud is there. Stroud is there, and then I'm cool with it. Schultz looks like he's back. If two of those receivers end up being out, Schultz is going to be a huge play then too as well. Then with Stroud at quarterback. Now, if Stroud is not the quarterback, I don't know how much I even want from this game. Period. I would think if Stroud is not the quarterback, I would look at Schultz in the running game possibly being like a lot of dumping. I think is going to happen with Mills. He does take some deep shots every now and then, but I just feel like more of the dumping options is there. So the Schultz and the running backs is my thing, I would think. And then for the Tennessee side of things, Levis, I don't know what's going on with him now. What's happening with him? Let's see. Ankle, walkthrough, okay, limited. It's coming off one of his best games, man. Was able to have him on that Monday night slate too. Man, last week was just so crazy. It was just the upset week. I wish I would have kind of saw that coming, looking at that schedule and the slate, how it looked. But, man, it was hard to really read that. It felt like a lot of good quarterbacks were in good spots, and they just all just failed, completely. And it was just all the, like, backup, pretty much the sorry quarterbacks I would never have thought, was going to have that kind of weekend and everything when it comes to fantasy production. But Levis was able to have one of his best weekends, Henry, like I tell y'all, is always going to be in play if you think they're winning the game. So, and have a chance of winning. So, this game here, they just won, right? By 1 point. You get 18 points. You have a competitive game here, almost won, 28 points. Carolina wins the game, 20 points. When he loses the game, you get these games, these 5-3 games. So, like I tell y'all every week, if y'all think, Tennessee's going to win this game, take Henry, man, all the time because he's always going to be in play. Plus, his price is still pretty good. I mean, 6,900, hasn't hit that 7,000 yet. After this game, possibly could be at that range. I like Hopkins playing his old team here. I know it's been tough, playing against Houston, but just feel like, Hopkins might want to try to stick it to them. I think this is their first time playing each other, too. So let me just check back at that because they got one more matchup, too, in Houston. And I would think if any game was going to be the game where he actually is able to do something against them, it would be the game at home. So I definitely like Hopkins here. And I think that's about it. I didn't really see much from Burks. I think I saw a little bit more Chris Moore being in the game. Well, it looks like that's going to keep spinning for now. And so, let's see. We had one catch for 22 yards. Okay. What about Westbrook? I know they took back a touchdown for him. So, yeah, that touchdown being taken away made him miss out on having decent points there. Let's look at Kongwu stats here. So, he's coming off a consistent 6 targets. I definitely think he's a good play then. Oh, yeah, and I forgot, too. Houston is a team we kind of do attack. Oh, so 2,900 is perfect for a Kongwu, man. Like, if you're looking at a Levis stack, you're looking at a nice, cheap stack here for reals. So, I actually like this, man. I didn't even notice this. Like, 2,900. Houston's been that team we kind of take shots at against the tight end, and it's hit too. Maybe not so much of the receiver. But, like I said, this is Hawkins going against his old team. He might actually want to do something, a little bit more motivation, and he might get it done. Especially if Levis can just, for the first time, be consistent. Because since that Atlanta game, we haven't seen no consistency from him. So then we got Pat Mahomes versus New England coming off of that game where Pat was just really pissed off. He's probably going to want to come out and play his greatest game ever, but he does have a tough task, in trying to do that because Belichick is more than likely is going to try to take away Kelsey. which means Reed is gonna have to come up with some great plays for Kelsey to get him easy, plays and options and things like that. Seems like the whole world is mad at Kadarius Toney now for the Chiefs. Don't really know what much to expect there. It seems like they're looking more for Watson on just a normal, just getting down the field, deep plays, and of course Rice is their go-to. I would say now touchdown receiving weapon now this year. So definitely these three would be the best plays. I would think they're going to try to eliminate Kelsey. So I would say the Watson Rice probably the best stack plays to go with Pat Mahomes here. Besides, if also, let's see, Pacheco is out, McKinnon then should still be a play too as well. And then the other side here though, we're still looking at Zappe, right, being a starting quarterback here. So it's been a pretty tough team to what I want to say, get him out of there to go against here. Besides Jordan Love was able to do really well against the Kansas City Chiefs. I know Josh Allen did decent, but I'm trying to see if he's going to dump the ball off the way he was to Elliott that last game. What we have here, 8 targets, then Elliott's definitely going to be a play. Then besides that, it's a lot of plays to Juju, and he probably has one of the better matchups here because the cornerbacks out wide are pretty decent when you got Snead, I believe Watson or Williams or something like that on the outside. So Juju could be in play unless any one of these other, let's see if Douglas is coming back or not. Return to practice Wednesday, got a concussion and stuff like that. So we'll have to see because he would go back into the slot position, more than likely moves Juju out. But if Juju's the slot receiver, I would be looking towards the slot area here. And then, of course, like I told y'all, they play 12, so they're looking for their tight end, especially if you think they're going to get to that goal line. Henry has the most goal line targets there for this team. So definitely Henry would be a play there for Zappe. But San Francisco and Arizona game, this is a really good game for Purdy again. Any game, since they play 21, any game you think that they're going to be able to run the ball, you take freaking Purdy. Just put it like that. Because once they're able to run the ball, they're able to throw to anybody they want to throw to on this team. So all their receiving weapons is going to be available here. The best option, though, I think in this game, though, is going to be Ayuk this time. And then after Ayuk, I'm looking at Kittle. I think Debo has got priced a little too high. We're still banking on him, what I want to say, getting a rushing touchdown, first of all, because that's been helping a lot. And then also breaking tackles, still going for big runs. The yards after the contact, yards after the catch, that's what he's been doing. So you're still banking on that. I know his targets went up a lot. He did just play, what I want to say, 2 zone-style defenses. Except for, no, I think Philly is not a zone style. I think that's more of a man. But this was zone. Then you got man. And then you got zone here too as well. He was just extra motivated here because off of 4 catches, normally you're getting 9 and 15 points as you see. And he was super motivated here against that Eagles game. So he did a lot with the 4 and, of course, got the rushing too as well. So, but this game here benefits more Ayuk and Kittle. Not going to say that Debo can't get it done again for 7,700. Like I said, anytime they get a matchup, the 49ers get a matchup where they can establish the run, best believe the passing ability is going to be there. So you're just hoping on the game to not get put away too early, basically, I think, when you're taking Purdy, especially since his price is kind of raising up. It's rising like, higher and higher. We're almost getting to that 7,000 range where we're going to need a 28 now, not just a 20 points, So that's the only thing there. This game could, get put away real quick if Kyler doesn't compete. So for Kyler Murray side of things, I'm looking at Connor might get a lot of dumps in this game. They haven't really had too many good receiving weapons here. So it's been very hard besides, McBride. So I'm looking at them dumping the ball a lot with McBride and Connor here if they want to stay alive and compete. It's not really much, I would say, in their receiving explosive weapons here. So these two seem like the best plays to go with Kyler if I think they're going to be able to compete, or if you're just trying to run back something against this, against San Francisco in that game. Then we got Washington and the Rams here. From Washington side of things, we already know we kind of attack the Rams in that middle of the field. So definitely, slot receiver Curtis Samuel, and then Logan Thomas if they actually go to him enough. Like we've seen some games where they go to him a lot, 8, 6 targets, then they just lose out a sight of him or something. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know why he's not a tight end that's consistently a part of their offense, as well as like Curtis Samuel too. Like, they use him for big explosive plays, and also even in the goal line, they even looking for Curtis Samuel too. So if they're competing, using the air attack, it's these two is what I see. I would also say McLaurin, just because he did not really complain, but kind of complain in a sarcastic way, saying that he was just out there doing cardio last game. So I expect them to kind of throw the ball a little bit more than him. So he could be in play for a big game here. I would also, mention that because he was complaining basically about him just running routes and not being targeted at all. So definitely, if you want to kind of run back a Stafford lineup, possibly could be a good play is taking McLaurin, since they said they also are going to try to get him the ball a little bit more in this game. So we got Kyron Williams in this game. I think is going to be a good play with Stafford. And then I'm also at receiver. Puka is in the better spot here. It's actually in the best spot here in this game. So I'm looking at a Kyron Williams and a Puka stack, with Stafford here. Cup just coming off his best game, definitely could be in for, maybe a consistent back-to-back games of being good. But like I said, Puka is in the best spot. Kyron Williams in a really good spot here too as well. I think they will go lean on these two. Also, we've seen Demarcus Robinson, if Tutu Atwell is not able to go, he's been getting really good targets lately. So we're looking at 5 and 10 targets, also back-to-back touchdowns. So a little bit touchdown dependent, but the targets is there too as well. So I think he could be a value play if you want to have, something a little bit cheaper with Stafford there. And then we got the best game on the slate when it comes to quarterback play, and just offenses too as well. Looking at with Dak here, they are playing against, what is that? It's a too high safety team. So you need to be attacking the middle of the field anyway. So, his favorite target is Lamb anyways there, and also Ferguson. So these two would definitely be his best plays. If this game ends up becoming a shootout and is not very defensive, then look for these two to be a part of that whole game and a lot of fantasy production there. On the other side here, we are looking at Diggs is going to be a play out wide out there. I wonder will they shadow him with Gilmore, because Gilmore usually lines up on the right side. I doubt they shadow him though, because they have moved. What I want to say, they moved Gilmore in the Seahawks game after DK had already started going off and was hot. So it could be too late, and Diggs could already have hit in this game, So since they are at home, they know what they're going up against, a very hot offensive team. I would think Josh Allen will come out there, trying to throw bombs and stuff like that. I'm looking at Diggs. I think Davis is going to have a very tough matchup. He is going to be lined up with Gilmore most of the time in that game. Kincaid is now questionable. Let's see what's happening with him. Shoulder and thumb injuries. Okay, so Knox is going to possibly be a play in at 2,700. That's pretty cheap. Don't mind taking a shot there. We saw a lot of dumping going on in James Cook. And I know this has been a tough team, against the run and stuff like that, but that doesn't, what I mean, factor in when it comes to pass catching. Like, if he's going to get, what do you have, 5-7 targets in the last game? If he's going to get anything like that, he possibly could continue to put up these type of yardage numbers, which can really help him if he possibly catches a touchdown too as well. Then we're looking at least an easily 19 points, I would say. So he could be in play, too as well. But I would look at these two options. Like I said, if Kincaid is able to go, I don't mind taking shots at Kincaid, but I'm definitely thinking Diggs is going to have to step up really big here for them to win this game. So now, man, just thinking about putting together, man, one of the best lineups here. So, I think I am definitely probably going to go with one of the hottest quarterbacks so far, man. Like, as of late, Stafford's just been on fire, man. Like, yeah, 3 straight games, 20-something points, and I don't get how he went from 63 to 59 after having a really good game here to 6,000 still. Like, that's kind of crazy. And then he has, like, this great matchup. So, and we don't have to worry about weather since they're in the dome. So I'm definitely going with Stafford. I'm definitely stacking him with Puka. I think I kind of want to get Kyron Williams just because he's had tough matchups and has been hitting. Like, he had the easy matchup, and then 2 tough matchups and still has been, like, decent. Like, maybe not completely hitting, but he's been decent. And my thing is now you get this matchup, which is nowhere near as hard as the Cleveland and Baltimore game was. So I'm expecting probably a big game from him here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that double stack with Stafford there and keep that rolling and everything with that, how he's been on fire. I don't know. I'm gonna do my running back just yet. I'm gonna go ahead and go to receivers first. Let's see. I'm thinking about. I think I want to get in that Green Bay game. I think I'm gonna go with Reed for now. No, matter of fact, I'm not gonna go with Reed. No, I'm gonna go with Kraft, man. I think he's priced too cheap. Like coming off of the game he just had, did he have like 18 points fantasy or 10 points fantasy? My bad. Had 10 points fantasy, but like something tells me like in this game we can get this same production. I think we get a touchdown too. So then we were looking at a near 18-point fantasy game, and I think that's what we get for $3,000 against the Tampa Bay Bucks, especially with a lot of depleted receiving weapons and options. Don't even know if we're gonna get Aaron Jones back or Christian Watson too, and he's already probably losing Wicks so too as well. So I definitely think Kraft is in for a lot of targets there. And then at receiver, let's see, what else do I want here? It's a good play here. Let's see. So I think I'm gonna go with Ayuk. Here. And matter of fact, at running back, I'm gonna wait it off a little bit still. Let me see what else I got here. So at receiver here, I think I need a savings. I need some savings because I've been paying up a lot besides, Kraft there. Let me get one more savings person here. And I think, man, Woods could be decent. I'm gonna go with Wan'Dale Robinson. Just because he gets used like in that Debo type of role where it's running and pass catching, and he's in a really good spot against the Saints. I also don't mind going with Demarcus Robinson, but just feel like that might be, it's getting a little too carried away with my Stafford stack already. So I'm going to go a little bit somewhere else here with the Wan'Dale Robinson there in a good spot, which now gives me some savings there. At defense, let's see. Is there a cheap defense I want, or do I just don't mind paying up? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets defense. And I actually don't mind taking the Giants. So either one of those defense, I don't mind. I'm going to take the Jets for now. I know this could be a hard matchup, but with the Miami Dolphins being super banged up, their center was really banged up and, was out. It caused a lot of dysfunction, with the handoff and, the snap and everything like that to Tua. And he does a lot of fumbling with those snap counts. And I mean, the Jets defense, their best part is their line. So possibly if some fumbles happen in that game, I could benefit from that at 2,500. Now, let's see. So, have some decent amount of money here. If I go with Bijan Robinson in his spot, I'm left with 5,000 there. But also McCaffrey at 9,300 would leave me with like, what was that, like 35? Yeah, I don't think I want to go there because that's not going to leave me with not as much of a good play. I'm going to go with the Bijan. Oh, I'm at 6,000. My bad. Did my math wrong there. So $6,000. Let's see what we get. So we have Cooper against Chicago. Don't mind that. Especially he came off of all them targets. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and roll with that. All them targets that he had there, in that last game, I think, possibly, he hits on this one instead since he wasn't able to hit on that last one. I saw some other options there. It looks like what we had: Kittle, Garrett Wilson, which I wouldn't mind taking shots there too. But yeah, I think, with the 14 targets, let's see if we can get that again and hit on that. So that's what I'm going to go with. My first stack here, like I said, Stafford, rolling with the Stafford Heat. He's on fire right now, with that, his whole team and everything. I feel like this is an easy matchup for them to get going, and win and everything like that. And they're definitely trying to win because they're trying to get back into that wild card playoff spot. So this means a lot for them. Washington's not really playing for much, but they are a team that, continues to be losing in games and competes still to the end. So it forces teams to have to put up points on them. I like the Bijan Robinson play there because they're trying to get back at that first place in their division. Ayuk, of course, needs something from that San Francisco game. They're just putting up mad points. And then we got Wan'Dale Robinson in a good spot there. We got Kraft in a great spot there. We got Cooper in the toughest spot, but maybe no ownership, and maybe he does hit, because of that. And then don't know how many people will take the Jets, though, but I always tell y'all, like, I love rivalries no matter which side. I don't care who's home. I take those rivalry defenses because they always tend to show up. So that's it, man, for the first look, man, on the Week 15 slate. Hopefully this really helps y'all out. Hopefully y'all able to cash big. Stay tuned, though, because we definitely got the final look. It's your boy J-Star. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.